Tired of Cammy abusing Marisa's already weak anti-airs and defensive options? Tired of dive kicks blowing up Gladius?
Sick of random hooligan nonsense?
And grounded cross-up shenanigans? Tired of Cammy just toying with you like you're not even playing the same game? Yeah, I've been there. Today, we're fighting back. I'm going to give you practical tools you can actually use in this matchup. Now, this won't magically turn Marisa versus Cammy into a winning matchup, but it will give you structure, real answers, and a fighting chance. First thing to understand, Cammy isn't annoying because of one thing. She's annoying because of how multiple options overlap and cover each other. Let's start with the jump in. Against a normal jump, your answer is simple: 2 HP or light Gladius. But Cammy doesn't play honest air approaches. She can jump, then dive kick, and that dive kick comes out too fast for 2 HP, hits low on your toes, breaks Gladius armor right where she wants to hit anyway. So your anti-air reaction gets baited. You think, fine, I'll perfect parry. Cool, now she empty jumps and throws you. This layered RPS is why these situations heavily favor Cammy. Here's where we flip the script. The solution is OD Scutum as an anti-air option select. Let's break it down by scenario. Scenario 1. She jumps at you, you scoot 'em up, you knock her out of the air, and you can often sweep here, and then you take OK. Scenario 2. She dive kicks you, knock her out of the air, and you can just drive rush at her. Or, what I like to do is empty jump at her, and you're safe to DP, and you can mix up with either a throw or 2LK. Scenario 3. She jumps at you with an empty jump, and then she jumps straight into a command grab. So the trick to this option select is that you're always pressing grab at a specific timing to grab the empty jump. But if they press dive kick or did a jump attack, they would trigger the armored counter first, and the grab won't come out. So you have to set up the same scenarios I did in the training room and just work on the timing on when to press grab. Let me show you what a practice session looks like with all scenarios of empty jump, dive kick, and jump attack active. There are of course downsides to this option select. Firstly, it needs 2 bars of drive gauge. Secondly, Cammy can juke your reactions with a hooligan into throw. But this opens up another can of RPS that is still favorable for you. Because hooligan throw isn't that rewarding, and her risk of getting blown up is higher. Next, I want to talk about some of the fake stuff she does. First, there's the target combo on block that goes into dive kick, which is 0 on block and +2 on block if she uses OD dive kick. You should almost always crouch jab it, because if she doesn't cancel the target combo, she can be punish countered. And if she does cancel into dive kick, you can always knock her out of the air. This works even in burnout. Now, let's talk about her other cheap tricks. In neutral, she might try a long-range OD Hooligan Throw into Super Art 3, especially when you're in lethal health range. You should 2 HP to anti-air her, because unlike a regular dive kick, her options out of a hooligan at that range are quite telegraphed. Also, if you're unsure what to do against a hooligan in neutral, you can jump backwards. It's surprisingly hard to be hit by a hooligan when jumping backwards. However, you shouldn't do that too much, as you'll give up a lot of space for free. At the end of the day, you should still be aiming to punish these hooligans. Often a jab followed by a drive rush will convert very nicely. Now, let's talk about her other cheap tricks. Another trick you might see at lower ranks is her Spin Knuckle to gap close. The reason you don't really see it much at higher ranks is that it's reactable. Here, I've set Cammy to do either Spiral Arrow or Spin Knuckle. There is a very distinctive audio cue that can help you identify it as a Spin Knuckle. Perfect parry is consistent, but if you're locked in, you can often punish with a combo. Since we're discussing her Spin Knuckle, let's finish up by talking about her disgusting cross-up Spin Knuckle setup. It's omega disgusting, especially at pivotal moments when your mental stack is high. She has a number of ways to set them up. The first is a point-blank standing heli punch, converting into a heavy spiral arrow, followed by an OD Spin Knuckle that leaves her 0 on block. Next is a 4 MP into HK target combo, into dive kick, into OD Spin Knuckle, leaving her +1 on block. The next one enables a disgusting double side switch, set up with the same target combo, but purposely whiffing a medium spiral arrow, followed by OD Spin Knuckle for +1 on block. Luckily, this one can only be done outside the corner. So what's the counterplay to all this? Unfortunately, it's going to be just parry, bro, but in the other direction. That's it, I will give you some tips. Firstly, you should anticipate this whenever you're below half health in the corner. Secondly, you should look for her ending her combo in a weird way. For example, in the ways I mentioned earlier, Cammy utilizing a heavy punch into heavy spiral arrow, or purposely using her 4MP into HK target combo into dive kick. Once you have suspicions, you can look for her turning golden and listen for the distinct audio cue. You have to train this in the lab to press parry in the other direction when you have both the visual and audio cues combined. My one last trick for you is this. If you have enough super meter, you can input a super that has a mirrored input for another super. For example, Marisa's Super Art 1 is double quarter circle forward punch, and her Super Art 2 is double quarter circle back punch. This ensures the super will come out even if you are crossed up. However, I find the best way to make sure your inputs don't get messed up by the side switch is to input a triple quarter circle, either forward or backward. Okay, so that's it for my Marisa versus Cammy matchup guide. If I find any more tips or tech, I'll be sure to make a part 2. But for now, I might move on to other matchups. If you found what you watched useful, a like or subscribe would be tremendously helpful. And if you have any questions, do drop by the stream. I'm currently only live on weekends. Lastly, if you have your own tech you want to share, or if you think I made an error, please leave a comment. Bye!